Crystal Dynamics has multiple updates for Marvel's Avengers coming at us throughout the year, and they want to make sure that we know, going into all of this content and beyond what they've laid out, they are very committed to this game for the long term, 3 to 4 to 5 years to come. Whew. For a second here I was getting worried. Good to see that they're going to follow the path set by Okay, let me be serious here for a moment. I actually believe them on this one. Unlike BioWare and Anthem, where BioWare has not been the BioWare people know of since Dragon Age and Mass Effect 2, they had nothing. They were going to abandon Anthem the entire time. Square, they're, running over and control Crystal Dynamics. And Crystal Dynamics is a studio that I think, if you look at their track record and history and games that they've worked on, and how they treated the IPs that they have, and what they do post-launch, they've set a pretty good example of long-term support. And I believe them that when they recently said they're committed to the future of Marvel's Avengers for years to come, because they can't just abandon what is the most lucrative and the biggest IP in the world, in the history of entertainment, the Marvel brand. You can't abandon it. Yes, the pandemic and everything set things back. Yes, we should have already had the content and the roadmap that they laid out for us by the end of the year. But again, we've seen other games take the same type of hit. And again, I'm not going to blast Crystal Dynamics because it's the situation on the planet that affected everybody. And I believe that they are going to strive to make this a game that, if you look at this game 2 to 3 years from now, it will be what many of us hoped it would be on launch. Now, I know that seems like, oh my god, it's so far away. And that's true, but these games as a service things are always made with the wrong intent. And they're rushed, and they're poorly planned, and it's just something that shows through the seams and the cracks in every single way. And you see the rush nature. You saw the rush nature from the first gameplay trailer. And the fact that they only kept showing us the bridge sequence over and over and over and over and over and over and over to endless nauseum. You knew something was wrong. People didn't want to believe it. People were in denial. But you knew something was wrong. But it's one of these things where I think, once they put out a couple expansions, like Wakanda and whatever comes next, and the story keeps evolving, and they add another couple hours worth of single-player content with all these characters, there's definitely a sense that this game will get repackaged. They'll probably, let's say, 2.5, 3 years from now, re-release Marvel's Avengers Definitive Edition. It'll be like $60, right? It'll be next-gen only, and they'll package in a couple exclusive skins. They'll package in the MCU skins. It'll be a complete story. You're going to have, great amount of content to play. The game will run perfectly, and there'll be more content that's coming, and they'll eventually get to that point where they're making money back and it's finally profitable. But their commitment to me tells me that they're not ready to abandon this, because if they do, Crystal Dynamics is doomed, because you're not going to trust them again. And we've seen what happens if you have the goodwill of the people and you screw that up. Look at CD Projekt Red. Sure, they can announce they're working on a new Witcher game. That's cool. But I'm going to have my doubts after Cyberpunk. So, Crystal Dynamics does not want to be there, especially that they're going to make, new games and new content, and they'll be working on more things like Tomb Raider, for example. Yeah, they don't want to have this hang over them as something they abandoned and screwed everybody over. They can't afford that if they want to survive.